always had this discussion with fans, and especially Michigan State fans when it comes to basketball. And they always said, we can't get this kid because they go to Kansas or this school because we know those schools give money and all that kind of stuff. And I said, well, you know what? You got to prove it. Prove it to me. Well, yesterday it comes out, the NCAA says Kansas, it looks like some major violations. We don't know exactly, what's going to happen. I don't know what you can comment on, but is this something where you're sitting there saying, I'm not really surprised?
Well, I would say this, Stoney, and you've been with me a long time through many different eras here. And first of all, to the Michigan State people or any other Michigan or anybody else, it's it's not good when we're making excuses for not getting a kid. I mean, that I don't like. There's a reality to it. But, sometimes I think the tendency is, sometimes we lose kids. Sometimes there's better places. Sometimes people do a better job than we do. So that's number one. But if you have been in it as long as you've been and you say, yesterday we found out something, I think you're Rip Van Winkle. You must have been sleeping through a lot of eras because we didn't find out anything yesterday that was different 3 years ago, 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. It's just whether you need what more proof do you have on things than those recordings and all that the FBI had, and not a lot was done. So, I don't mean to laugh at you, but I got to tell you, I'm laughing at you.
I know.
Because you just, you don't want to believe what you don't want to believe, and I'm not saying anything about Kansas or any other school. That's not mine. But as far as the act in general that's gone on, don't blame it all on we lose players because of that, because that's not true. But let's get to the reality of things that, what more do you need? Let me see. Somebody came up here with a bag of money. Is that what you need? What do you need to figure out what's going on? So I'm scolding you today, Stoney, because you're smarter than that.
Good. Well, we knew, but we just couldn't prove it. That's, at least I couldn't.
So what about 3 years ago when it came out on the FBI things? What was that?
Yeah, I know. Kristen, I watched that whole Kristen Dawkins thing. I'm sitting there, what do they need? What do they need? I don't know.
I guess the better question is, what do you need?
But we can't. I couldn't go, Coach. Well, we couldn't go on the air and say I know for a fact that this coach at this school or whatever is doing stuff because then we'd be sued for libel.
Oh no, I don't think you can get sued for saying something that's not true anymore. That day has passed. But I think you're right. I'm just kidding, man. Take a joke a little bit.
Relax.
I know,
I am.
During the pandemic here, we're trying to. I got to smile once in a while here, but the truth of it is, and I shouldn't make a joke about it. I've known you so long, and you've been through so many different things. It's sad. You know what? Every one of us should be held accountable for everything that goes on that's not right. I mean, you should be held accountable, and I don't know the true rules of these things. Nobody's came up to me with this, and this. I listen just like you, but I just thought it was a little comical that you found out yesterday. I was wondering what yesterday was any different than 10 or 15 years ago or 3 years ago or anything else. So just having a little fun with you, Stoney.
I know.
Chill out.
I'm chilled, believe me.